Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Ha! Dr. Cush, we are here tonight to just throw money away. We are just gonna take, literally, we're gonna take money out of our pocket. We're just gonna burn it in front of everybody, dance around a little bit. Hopefully we will get some sort of spirit to come from it, grant us wishes. What would be my first wish? Try for more wishes if we can. Step one. Second, I've been reading a lot about this. If you get $1 on one day and then you double that the next day, within a few weeks, you'll be a billionaire. I think those first few weeks will be tough, living on $1 a day, but then $2 the next day, ramen first day, maybe a hot dog the second day. That would be my wish. Either way, we are going to be making a Chartreuse Swizzle in honor, certainly in honor, of friend of the show, friend of mine, t-shirt designer, mug designer, I guess a cup designer. They're like little mugs. And a longtime Cushy Doug. It is his birthday yesterday. I was unable to be here yesterday, so I figured, why not? What shows somebody that you are a friend of theirs and are hoping that their birthday goes well, other than just wasting money in their honor. So that's what we're doing. We're also going to get into a swizzle technique. Plus, we're going to work a little bit on frozen pineapple juice. Not that interesting. Kind of interesting, though. So stick around for a second for these words beforehand. It's just my words. It's just introducing myself. If you think about it, kind of gauche, but do it anyway. Cheers. Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. Okay, all right, swizzles. What are we doing with the swizzle? A swizzle is a punch that isn't shaken. That's really all there is to it. You can call anything you want to a swizzle as long as you make it in the right way. This is a modern classic cocktail. It's coming out of San Francisco. Was it at the Smuggler's Cove? Was it at Tres Agaves? Was it at some other? Was it probably just at his place, his house, where a guy named Marco Dionysos created this cocktail? And possibly, this is something in looking up this cocktail I didn't realize, a lot of people saying he also may have created the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apawa. Now, it's tough to tell exactly when a cocktail was created. Why? Because we were drinking. Tough to remember exactly everything that happens when you drink. I've lost many a wallet and a key when I'm drinking. Can't trace my way back. How would I then possibly know who invented a single cocktail? But Marcos Dionysos definitely gets credit for this one. So let's make it in honor of our good friend, my friend, your friend, Dougie G. So that is his bottle back here, and it's green. G stands for, you guys understand what's going on. I didn't get to all the comments, so I'm going to start right here. This is Tiki Court. Check and see if she has the ingredients now. Whew. If you don't have the ingredients for this one, substitute the green chartreuse. I understand how that works, but I do think that maybe she has the chartreuse. Maybe the Falernum will be tough to get. Maybe you don't have the pineapple juice. At this point, we can just start substituting. Just start substituting whatever you got. Find another half sour, throw it in there. Maybe some orange juice. Don't do orange juice. Don't do orange juice. I don't know why I said that. Out of my mind. Shawnee P, good evening. I probably said it earlier, but now I'm saying it here. A lot of weather talk. Boy, you guys seem like you are going through it. Yuck. Oh, so it does make me feel good that it is expensive to live in Los Angeles, because other than the earthquakes, which terrifying. This is basically a bomb back here that I have. Other than that, we seem to be doing okay. So my condolences to the rest of the United States. Hopefully you guys make it through. You'll be better for it. Maybe pick up a hobby. DCW Clark got a date. Can't be here, but in spirit. Tiki saying 2 degrees is insulting. Yeah. Well, it's not nice. It's not a nice thing to do. I wouldn't wish that. If I burnt my $1 in front of me and my first wish was that you guys were living in 2-degree weather, That would be a rude thing to say. So hopefully nobody is wishing these degrees on all of you. Bootopia is here. Good to see you, Boo. Always a pleasure, my friend. Never a chore. Roger G is here. Good to see you, Raj. Kyle Tender is here, finally. Just kidding. Chuck is here. What's up, Chuck? Good to see you, Chuck. This is my mom. Hey, Mom. Dougie G, the man of the hour, is here. Good to see you, Dougie G. Happy birthday to you there, Dougie G. Happy belated. Happy birthday to you. All that extra stuff. Chartreuse these days, pricey cocktail. I'm in. Good. Godzilla the Hun. If Godzilla's in, then I'm in. This guy, very reasonable. Godzilla the Hun. Probably the most reasonable person we've ever had at the bar. So very excited to have Godzilla back. Godzilla the Hun. There's probably plenty of Godzillas. This one's the Hun. Amy Beer is here. Good to see you. Captain Jack and Coke. Aloha. What is up? Yo. Utopes. All right, that's what we got. All right, let's get into this cocktail. This is, it seems like this should be an older cocktail. Chartreuse is an old liqueur. We all know the little story, right? Do it as fast as I possibly can. A bunch of monks decided to get together and make booze for to keep the monastery open so they could start praying. Well, they didn't want the recipe getting out into the world, so they gave 2 different monks half the recipe, and they split them off, sent them off to the opposite sides of the monastery, and then every once in a while they come together, bringing all of their halves of ingredients, put them together, and they make chartreuse. It's a beautiful green liqueur. I've been told at this point it is not a ginipy. A ginipy is another type of thing, but it's in that category. It's in that overarching flavor profile. It's very alpine, right? A lot of leaves in there. A lot of those little stick. What do you like a fir tree? It tastes a lot like a fir tree. But it turns out the monks made enough money. Decided we're done. So they basically halved their production, maybe even a little less than half, and so now the rest of the world, and our little joke is how difficult it is to get your hands on chartreuse and how expensive it is to get your hands on chartreuse. It's a joke, also very, very true. I still, anytime a liquor store that I frequent, any one of my booze dealers gets it, I get a text. Cush, they say, chartreuse is in. Would you like some? And I then open up my wallet, a fly flies out of my wallet, and I say, no, I have one. But tonight we're going to be using it. This is green chartreuse. That green color is not from the bottle. That is actually from the color of the liquor. There are, at this point, there are an awful lot of pretty good substitutions for green chartreuse. I have not tried the Del Santo, which is apparently pretty good. Dolan Ginipy is pretty darn good. We've done a whole show on this. We have this stuff back here, which is made by the same dudes. This is the Vegetal. It is a very concentrated version of it. If you want to use this, put in some rum, put in some white rum, some vodka, maybe even some gin, and then just flavor it with some of that. That stuff's pretty easy to find and not too expensive. Should last you a while. Lots of ways that you can get around, you know, just wasting money, just burning your money. But we're going to do the real way. Why not? So let's make our swizzle. Now, all the internet nerds, all the cocktail perverts in the world will tell me, Cush, you just touched the wrong tool. This is not the tool. Not the tool for a swizzle. And you would be correct. This is the tool for a swizzle. That's a swizzle tool. However, because we are a home bar, if I had my druthers and 5 barbacks working for me 5 days a week, each coming in to do separate tasks to prep me for the week, and I had one of those barbacks juicing pineapples all week, great. We'll use fresh pineapple juice. I do not have that. I instead am saddled with Kyle. And Kyle, apparently, every few weeks, Orange Week comes up. So he's taking the week off for Orange Week this week. So Kyle would not do any prep. So instead, we're going to use our frozen pineapple juice. Now, frozen will not swizzle. You freeze something, it will not swizzle. I always, okay, let's do second wish. If I get a second wish from this money that I'm burning and the genie pops out of the dollar bill, I would like to know how many phrases I have ever said for the first time in human history. I believe the phrase, Frozen pineapple won't swizzle. Possibly the first time anybody's ever said that. So we're gonna take our frozen pineapple juice. We need 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice. So you have fresh pineapple juice, measure that out. You're good. I do not have fresh pineapple juice, so we're gonna squeeze out 1, 2, and 3. It's 1.5 ounces. Let's squeeze 1 more. I like a little pineapple-y. 1.5 ounces of some pineapple juice. This week is You Gaze at Them. Oh, this is the gazing week of Orange Week. Great. Yeah. You would think that oranges were Negronis with how many weeks they have. I do not. I still will never understand why Negroni has like 14 weeks during the year, and everybody's always so surprised when Negroni week comes up. I think we have another one coming up here any moment. I don't like it. I don't think it's fair. I would rather celebrate oranges. Oh, we got a new spot for this stuff. We rearranged some of the cameras. That doesn't matter to you guys. We're going to take some of this. This is lime juice. Ooh, but it is lime pseudo juice. We're going to be putting in 3/4 ounce of some lime juice right there. Perfect. Doing great. All right. That can stay right there. Next. That's a nice ice cube tray. Where might I get one? I think I got this one. I think I got it at a Kroger. Inside of a, we call ours Ralph's, but I don't think Ralph's is outside of California. Maybe it is. But the Kroger brand is outside of California, and I think it was just like hanging in the middle of an aisle. Pretty nice. 1/2 ounce, pops right out. Really nice for pineapple juice. Okay. Chartreuse is a liqueur, so chartreuse has some sweetness, right? Okay. Pineapple juice is a half sour. What's the other half? Some sweetness. Great. So we don't need a ton of sweetness, but we do want something that is going to balance out a lot of the alpine herbiness of the 80-something secret ingredients that go into chartreuse. What are we going to find? I have something. Oh, it's right up here in the wrong place. This is Falernum. It's John D. Taylor Falernum. I think it comes in at 22 ABV. Nope. Yeah, 22 proof, 11 ABV. It is shelf stable, which is very, very nice. We are going to use this for its tiki flavors. Things like clove, things like cinnamon, things like almond. A lot of good stuff in here. We don't want this cocktail coming out tasting like we just licked a Douglas fir. Oh God, it's Doug's birthday. What's another tree? An alpine tree. Is that a tree? A tree. We don't want it to taste like we just licked a tree. All right, we don't want that. We're gonna go ahead and put in just 1/2 ounce of some falernum. If you want, you can home make your own falernum. I'm going to. Not today, not tomorrow, not anytime soon, but eventually I will again. All right, we saved the most expensive ingredient for last. That's how you should do this. Normally, at bars, that is what you teach the young kids how to do this. Yeah, exactly, Doug. Exactly. The what? What if you... Kyle, stop it. Disgusting. Where's Bonbon? Bonbon's not here? Bonbon, kick them out. Disgusting what they're saying. This right here is our chartreuse. You see, in honor of Doug and Melanie Green. Just Doug today. Just Doug today. Sorry, Melanie. Give that a smell. We probably won't smell it again for a while. This is coming in at 54% ABV, which puts it at 108 proof. That's pretty thick. It's a pretty ethanol-y cocktail. What I'm saying is, you don't need to put in 2 full ounces. We don't need the apostle pour. Anybody remember that old reference? If a cocktail called for 1.5 ounces, the apostle pour was just to add the extra half. Called that the apostle pour for the apostle of Tiki. We're gonna stick to the recipe. So we're gonna go 1.5 ounces of some green chartreuse. We'll just watch this money Fly away. Goodbye, money. At least they had the sense to make it green. Looks like money. Cocktail Lulu, do I need to get your own bottle? No. On your birthday, we'll make another green chartreuse cocktail. So, as long as you guys tell me beforehand, I'm always looking for a reason to do a cocktail. If you guys tell me the week before that your birthday is coming up the next week, we will plan it. It's when you guys tell me the day of. Hey, it's my birthday today. Nothing I can do here. Okay, this is the issue with the way that we're making this here at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks is we got those little guys. That is not what we want. That is not what we want. We sub creme de cacao for the Falernum, and you have one of my favorite cocktails, Pagu Pagu. Chuck knows his stuff. It's a great cocktail. We want to break up these little ice, I call them chunkules, probably a real name for them. We're going to break these up. And how are we going to break them up? By adding heat. What creates heat? Fire. Yes, but we don't want to fire our cocktail. I'm not going to do anything good. What else creates heat? Motion. So we're just going to give this a little shake until all of those little chunkules, those pineapple frozen chunkules, really disappear into the drink. We don't want to go too far because we don't want this to be real foamy. But if we bring in, this is a new segment, Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. This is called Chunkule Check. This is the Chunkule Check. We're going to check for chunkules. No chunkules left. Put a little light on that. Ah, there we go. No chunkules left. Which one? This one. Yeah. No chunkules left. So just a little heat. Something about that pineapple juice melts. Pretty simple, pretty easy. So we are now in a good spot. That is the last that we will need of our shakers. So we'll just pour this right into here. And that is our drink. Not the full drink. Not all the way done. But we're doing pretty good. In order to have a swizzle, you can't. Frozen pineapple will not swizzle, right? But in order to swizzle, large cubes will also not swizzle. All I have over here are whipping cubes. But we have a solution. We also have a Nuys bag. Ta-da! Nuys. This is my story about Nuys. I think Nuys hated ice. Whoever this Mr. Nuys, maybe his name is Louis Lewison, right? They called him Nuys for short. Nuys hated ice. And so he created a burlap sack in order to put ice in here and really give it the business. I think somebody after that said, hey, Nuys, I think what you've done is created crushed ice. And Nuys, with hate in his eyes, looking at this frozen water, said, yes, that's what I meant to do. That was always the plan. For I am Nuys. And around me, no ice will have any integrity. We're going to go ahead and fill this Nuys bag right up to the top with a bunch of ice. I say right up to the top. Don't overfill your Nuys ice bag. If you do, some of the little ice cubes in here will not get crushed. If you have to do 2 crushings, that's the way to go. Just going to watch to make sure nothing falls off the bar. Everybody good? Woke up this morning and asked myself, hey, Cush, how come you're not ever on the algorithm on YouTube? And then I thought, I think tonight you're probably going to spend a whole minute crushing ice without talking. That's not what YouTube was invented for. Let's go ahead and throw in our Nuys bag full of ice. See if this is Nuys approved. Oh, yeah, that's pretty Nuys approved right there. All the way up to the top. Doing great. 1 Nuys bag, 1 swizzle. That is the way to do it. Yeah, Bootopia, that's a good point. The last time that I used the Lewis bag to crush ice, like 5 or 6 things flew off the bar. So I had to modify my crushing. At a normal bar, the ghost of Lewis flies into me, and I beat the crap out of that ice. Not here, though. Everything's started. This is a set more than anything. Okay, this is a swizzle. This is a swizzle stick. Most swizzle sticks look like this. This is a good swizzle. This is a normal swizzle stick. It's wooden. However, a real swizzle stick will look a little bit more like this. It comes from a very specific tree, and you can only use a swizzle stick a few times. You basically go out to the tree and you snap off the swizzle stick and you use it to swizzle your cocktail. It sort of imparts some flavor, right? That's a good way to do it. I've asked Kyle, can I please grow a swizzle tree in your orchard? And what did he say? No room. I don't know what to do. So we're going to use the metal one. We're going to get all the way down here. And then in order to swizzle a cocktail, we're going to take our hands like this. We're just going to go back and forth. And what is this doing? It's creating motion. So if we are doing this correctly, the motion should melt the ice. The ice melting should cause the drink to get colder. Because if you just put ice into a cocktail and it doesn't melt, it shouldn't get any colder. Maybe a little colder. Shouldn't get that much colder. It's the actual act of melting the ice that is doing all of the chilling. So we're going to really get this going. We're going to question one more time. Why, oh why, has the world not seen this show? I mean, look at this. Grown man swizzling. I'd watch it. How do we know if we're done? Well, if we look here at this glass, we should start to see that down here it is pretty darn frosty. We want that to be a very, very frosty cocktail. Now we have melted some of that ice. So we're going to have to Lewis bag a little bit more. So, I know what you guys came for. Came for Lewis in his bag. Go right up to the top with the rest of this Lewis bag Lewis ice. There we go. Crush that in. All the way up to the top. That's what we want. A little tower above. There we go. That should keep our cocktail nice and chilly. The ice that is not, let's just push it down a little bit. There we go. Oh, if we push it down a little bit, we can add a little bit more. Just use our swizzle. Push it down to the bottom. Great. A little bit more. All the way to the top, up and over. Spill some ice everywhere. That's important for this. Make sure that the last few pieces don't even try and get into the cup. There we go. That, my friends, is a swizzle. Boop. It's a swizzle. Look at it from all angles. Kind of got a green tint. Oh, thanks, Tommy C. No one cares about my dog, my drinks. Appreciate you, buddy. So this right here is our swizzle. It's a little green. That green chartreuse is definitely going to give this a bit of a tint. Green chartreuse is a very, very green situation. What it is. And then the ice on top is going to help keep the rest of that ice nice and chilly. if you have enough room in your Lewis bag to really pack this in, that should keep all these little itty bitty, I think I would consider these to be also chunkules of ice. I think that would be, that having a little bit extra on top is going to help to keep this from going. Now, silly question here from Cocktail Lulu. Is there really a difference between swizzling versus shaking versus stirring? As far as taste, probably not. As far as presentation, obviously, you know, if you shake a cocktail, you're going to get it nice and chilly. But to actually swizzle it in the glass is going to help make the glass a little chillier. So maybe that will keep this nice and chilly, keep all the ice nice and freezy. It could be a thing. As far as taste, I mean, I guess shaking versus stirring, we literally just did the shaking versus stirring battle box, and we found out that definitely shaking versus stirring for you know, an appropriate amount of time does change the flavor. Is swizzling that much different? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. Give me 1 second. We're just going to, we have some, how do we do this? Oh, block user, great. We have a weirdo over on Kick. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Kick? created just to annoy the rest of the world. Kick. But we do go live on Kick, so maybe someday we'll get a weirdo or non-weirdo from Kick. We're gonna throw this right in here, all the way down to the bottom. This is one of Bonbon's bong straws, made from professional glass blowers, where Bonbon is trying to save them from making pipes. She said, why don't we make straws instead? Way, way better. We're going to throw this up here. Normally some mint would do you good in here. Maybe a pineapple piece. Home bar. Not going to do it. Between the Lewis bag and the Swizzle, this show is getting a little blue. Yeah, I agree. It did go a little bit off, yes. Hashtag pipe. Swizzling looks cooler and funner. Yeah, and also I do think that the Swizzle does help to make the glass. I mean, this is you guys, I don't know if you guys can see this. If I do this, you can see that is a very frosty glass. We are not going to get that level of frost from shaking the cocktail and pouring it in here. We're just not going to. So the Swizzle actually is infusing the glass with some chilliness, and to keep our crushed ice in there. I suppose that would be the big difference. That'd be the main reason why you'd swizzle, because if you stir a cocktail inside of this glass, that will make the glass very cold, but it won't combine the ingredients well enough. I guess if you went hard at it, it probably would. But to just shake this cocktail and pour it over crushed ice is not going to get you the level of freeze that we are looking for. I mean, this is almost too cold to touch. This is, for those of you that are in 2-degree weather right now, go outside and touch something. That's what this feels like. Throw that there. That's what I got for you guys. This right here, to our good friend, Doug. Cheers, Doug. If you don't mind, do a little happy birthday to Doug. I have this ready for us. I adjusted this a touch. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I gotta go over here. Oh, find my light. Happy birthday to Doug. Happy birthday to you. Get out of here so I can get a good shot of me actually drinking it. Normal. Cheers, guys. It's annoying. It's annoying that it's good. It's annoying that it is delicious, because I want to make more. I want to have 4, 5. I want to have a few of these on a night like tonight, when I don't have to wake up until like 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. I want to have a few of these and be good. Unfortunately, even at a home bar, that knocks your bar tab up pretty high. And I'm a pretty good tipper. So I don't want to run out of money before the bar eventually bleeds me dry. So we got one of these ahead of us. It's delicious. Really, really makes me happy that Chartreuse and Tiki sort of found their way to each other. Thank you to Marco, who created this one, and possibly the Humu Humu Nuku Nuku Apawa'a, but delicious. Very, very good. Okay, oh my goodness gracious. 1 second. I'm just going to put it up here.
Gajaladihoon1395 has donated $27.99 and says to try to chip in for all the live shows I've missed. Take some of the price off that bottle.
Thank you, guys. I did not realize if I could show you guys how crazy that is. Thank you to Godzilla, the Hun, who truly is the most rational person I've ever met. Thanks for the birthday wishes, says Tiki Doug. Doug G. Tiki. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you to Godzilla the Hun. Listen, you're all, we love having you here. So you're always in our thoughts, whether you are here or not. Yes, amen. Doug needs to have more birthdays. Yeah, Doug, come on, buddy. Get him going. To see a bottle of Chartreuse going empty is like seeing species go extinct. Yeah. Yeah, I have an empty bottle right over there, I think, which is a sad little sight. That's what I have for you guys tonight. Sorry about missing yesterday. We try and do classes here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, but if we can't, I try and let you know early enough so that you can adjust your schedules. I appreciate you guys adjusting your schedules to be here. We will be back here tomorrow, which is Thursday, for something or other, and then we'll be back here on Saturday for our slightly longer show, because these weekday shows are getting long. I said half an ounce, and I said half an hour. I said half an ounce. I said half an hour, and unfortunately, they're going longer. Thank you guys so much for showing up to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush. We'll be back here tomorrow. Happy birthday, Doug. Thank you to Godzilla the Hun for his very generous donation. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's hang out. Should we? I think we should. Let's find a fun. I don't use enough of these. Why don't I say goodbye from the campfire? I think that's important. So let's go here and we'll put on campfire. Oh, forest sounds, and then campfire. Here we go. And from here at the campfire, I will say thank you guys so much for joining Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, and I will see you tomorrow, as always. As Bootopia says, fun times. But I like to say, are you Dr. Jinga Janga? And bye.